think, well, the Old Testament was plagiarized off of the Mayat, but it was not, because those commandments was already in the earth. They was ordered. And Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham is the father of the Egyptians, if you didn't know it. Japheth is the father of the European nations, the Germans, the Russians, the Irelands, Spaniards. Ham, you turn to the book of Genesis, and the proof is, go to the book of Genesis, the 10th chapter. And our people think they Gentiles, because they learned that in church. They let their enemy tell them. The same man that put them in the back of the book, the same man that made them the last heart in the first bar, he's the same man that gave them the Qu'ran in the New Testament. And now they backwards. Who do you think taught the teaching these black Muslims? These white Arabs. They look up to the white Arabs. They're like the black Christians look up to the white Christians. When you go to the book of Genesis, and the Quran is not for the black man, it's for the white man. Book of Genesis, the 10th chapter. It says, these are the generation of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiras. Then it gives you the sons of Gomer. Then we go down to verse number 5, say, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided, in their land, everyone after his tongue, after their families, and their nations. These are Gentiles, all European nations. But Japheth was a black man. All Noah's sons was black. But when Japheth's descendants went into the Caucasus Mountains of Europe, the Most High turned them white. You see, Mighty Yah already blessed Noah and his 3 sons. And whom Yahweh blessed, you cannot curse. Now, the time you teach that Ham was cursed and turned black. But the curse wasn't even on Ham, the curse was on Canaan. Noah woke from he was drunk because he seen all the people dying, his relatives. He got off the boat playing in the vineyard. He got drunk. But when he was drunk, his youngest son came in and seen what he had done. Looked on his father's nakedness, which is against the law, against Torah. And then he went out and told his brothers, hey, father is that naked. I seen him naked. Then his younger 2 brothers, they went back and covered him up. They didn't look on their father's nakedness, because that's against the law. And no father, no mother should be walking around the house undressed in front of the kids. That's a violation of law. But we done been raised up in a society that show your nakedness. Let it show, girl. Even in the church, let it show. Let them breasts stimulate the ministers. Let it show. Show them what's on leg. It's all throughout society. In the videos, the more they show, black women show, the more brothers love it. The more they walk down the street, butt cheeks hanging out, more brothers love it. And some brothers act like they don't look. When they white with them, and she's like, better not turn your head. Better not turn your head. But that's the way it is. Nakedness is the thing now. You covered up. You covered up being virtuous. That ain't needed. That ain't hip today. You got that long dress. Where you been at? You in America. Girl, you learn. And then most of the women that come from a lot of black women that come from the motherland, they get over here and become straight Babylonianized. Never had a tattoo in their life. They get tattoos. They showing their nakedness. Took them out of the dress and got them in little bras and panties. They call that bikini suit. It's just pitiful. Just pitiful. But nevertheless, verse 6 says the sons of Ham, or Cush, Ethiopia, or Abyssinia. The ancient name for the Cushites. And Mizraim, Egypt, in Canaan, when all the Canaanite tribes came out of the Hittites, Amorites, Jebusites, the 7 nations that came out of Canaan. But Mizraim. And these people, at one point in time, I believe they through Ham, they learned righteousness. But as all generations, when new kings raise up and new pharaohs, they turn from commandments and laws of the mighty Yah. They start being wicked. Yes, sir, Elder.
I'm glad you're going through establishing that the laws were here before Moses wrote down the laws and received the laws from the Most High on the tablets of stone. Because Enoch went through the whole earth teaching the laws of the mighty Yah. Way before Moses' time. Way before Noah's time. All of the nations on the earth. That's why when you look at your scriptures, it says that he walked with Elohim. Elohim took him. And when you read through the scriptures, you wonder, well, how did Abimelech know the difference between adultery and non-adultery?
He wasn't an Israelite.
He wasn't an Israelite.
How can Melchizedek be a priest of Yah?
That's right.
He was a Canaanite.
That's right, because the laws were already here. They weren't written on the tablet of stone. That's right. But they was passed down from Yah through Enoch, through all the kings and the servants on the earth.
But you got to do research.
That's right.
To find out, because everything ain't in what you call the Bible. And y'all never told us to read the Bible or study the Bible. Because all Bible just means books. He told us to seek out of his book and read. And you got to know the difference between his book and what's not his book. The New Testament is not his book. He never spoke in the New Testament. The Quran is not his book. He don't speak in the Quran. You got to know what he means when he says seek out of the book of Yah and read and study. But the salvation, the law, that's what we base everything off, is in what we call Torah, the 5 books, or what they attributed to Moses, from Genesis to Deuteronomy. So right here you see that Mizraim in Egypt is Egypt. But a lot of my Egyptologist brothers, they like to say, well, Noah didn't exist. Ham didn't exist. When it didn't exist, how did Mizraim come about? Right. Tell me that. Who was his father? Who was his father? One of them Egyptologists that said something by way of the internet. Who was his father? Who was Mizraim's father? In the Quran, only have Noah having 2 sons. Didn't know that. Yes, they say one of his sons drowned in the flood. Yes, one of his sons drowned in the flood, according to the Quran. But nevertheless, they say, well, maybe Yah changed his order of things. Changed his law. He allowed ministers to add to it and take away things from it. Maybe he changed. Well, go to the book of Malachi. Go to Malachi, the 3rd chapter. Malachi, the 3rd chapter. Verse number 6, book of Malachi, chapter 3. It states the mighty Yah. He said, for I am Yah, I change not. I'm not like you, Israel. 1 minute you're this way. Next minute you're that way. 1 minute you speak to me, brother. Next minute you ain't speaking to me, brother. 1 minute you shaking my hand, brother. Next minute you ain't shaking my hand, brother. 1 minute is this way, 1 minute that way, 1 minute. We change like the weather, like the season. And it's just like, don't meddle with them that are given to change. Meddle not with them. And it's hard to deal with somebody that changed like that. Some days they call it, people have a disorder called bipolar. They bipolar. They say, boom, they this minute, next minute, this minute. It's hard to deal with. But then we got a lot of bipolar Israelites. I'm serious. Something going on. But the Maya said he don't change. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob were not consumed, because had he changed, or if he did change, we wouldn't be here today. We would have been consumed, been wiped off on the face of the earth if he changed. But he said, I don't change. According to Isaiah, the 40th chapter, the 8th verse said, the grass withered, the flower faded, but the word of our Elohim shall stand forever. Psalms 89 and 34 say, I will not alter that which is gone out of my lips. The mighty Yah don't alter. He don't change in any degree. In any degree, even the sun changes. The sun is hot on some days. Then I get warm, or at least the weather. And I guess it all depends if it's close to the earth. But the weather changes. The season changes right pretty soon. It'll be getting dark at 6 o'clock. Depending on what geographical location you live, it'll be dark here, it'll be still light in other places. But if the weather changes, the seasons change. Less light during the winter months. But y'all don't change. And what is he wants us to know is ministers. Go to the book of Joshua. And not only his ministers, but it was mainly message for the prophets. Go to the book of Joshua, the first chapter. Because I hate to do it, but I'm gonna upset a lot of brothers today. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. Don't want to do it. But y'all word gotta be spoken. Book of Joshua, the first chapter said, now the death of Moses, the servant of Yah. It came to pass that Yah spoke unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that I have given unto you, as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea towards the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. And the only reason why we getting shot down in the streets of Chicago and getting choked on camera in New York and having mock brooms ran up our rectum right in the police station and being hung right in the police station because the Most High is not with our people. And one must ask themselves, why? Why is all these things happening to the black man and woman? Is it because that this white man just don't like us? Why do we kill up each other as we do? You gotta ask yourself questions. Why were we brought into this land as slaves? And our names were taken away from us. If a God exists, would he know about this? And that's why a lot of our brothers turn away and they go to atheists. They don't believe in a Most High. How can a God, if it is a God, allow this to happen? Well, you must know the root. You must know the cause of this problem. And the root of it, the matter is, when we had our own land, our own government, our own military, our own money, and when we govern ourselves, the mighty Yah was with us. He was with us. And we were protected. We were shielded from all evil. But he said, if you forsake me, disobey me, and go after the other gods of the nations, go to the gods of the Qu'ran, and this new God of the New Testament, these new gods that just came newly up, Father would have kicked JC tail. Talking about he's coming to die for the people's sins. He's the Savior of the world. They would have cut his head off. Talking about worship him. He's the way, the truth, and the light. No man comes to the Father. Would have kicked his tail. But our people must ask themselves questions. Why is the prison population filled with black men? And they done made it's a billion-dollar industry. Prison. Why? Why are these things happening? Why is the black woman trying to hold everything down? And the black man is not there. And for every black man, you got 6 black women. Because the black man is almost becoming extinct. He done left his black woman for something that don't even look like his mother. Don't even look like his mother. And put a gold spoon in her hand and take the silver spoon out away. Instead of helping out his own sister. Bring up his own sister. Forget about where he came from. And then start embracing another man's culture. You got blacks, Irish they come, they got their green on in the streets. Look at this, drinking beer. Irish. crazy Negro.
Right.
That's crazier than a Bessie book. But unless our own culture and grab another man's culture, grab your enemy's culture. With a man that was raping your mama on a plantation, castrating your father, separating the sons and daughters, making homosexuals out of your boys. Will he give you a God that you can call on to save you, to deliver you out of his hand? Do that make any sense? He got you on a plantation working you sun up to sun down, picking cotton. And as I said, you raised up your back, he got the whip.
Yeah.
Had you in a barn, eating, tearing rabbits open, eating them raw. And where the slave tied, coming before where there was a snake, crickets, rats. And of course, the Quran forbids that, so it ain't breaking the Islamic law. You grab it and eat it. And that's what the slaves was doing. But this man gonna tell you, give you the name of the God that you can call on, and give him in no difference between a black Christian and a white Christian. You worship in the same God. The same God. And for my Messianic brothers, they call him Yeshua, it's still the same doctrine. The New Testament, which tells you to love your enemies. Turn the other cheek. Get out on the street. Stop marching, brothers. Stop protesting and complaining about the white man, how he treating you. Turn the other cheek. Love your enemies. And as Alicia said, if the rabbit loved the fox, would he be here today? Would any animal in nature that loved his enemy be here? If you loved your enemy, bro, would you be here? You see your enemy come, you see the clan walking down the street. They come with their ropes. And you run a corner, you say, what am I doing around a corner? You come out and you run up to the clan and say, hey, I'm here. I'm here. Do with me as y'all please. Love your enemies. If they force you to go 1 mile, to tie that noose around your neck and drag you like they did burn on that truck. Your leg gone, say, hey, don't let me go, boss. Take me another mile. Well, let them take the other leg off. Love your enemy. But that's what Christianity teach. And Islam ain't too far behind that. Ask any Muslim, any black Muslim, this question. They'll have a store in this community, black neighborhood. And ask a black Muslim, or ask him this question, any black Muslim, who would he patronize? A black-owned business by a black man, or a white Arabic Muslim? They got 2 stores, the same distance. The one that gave them the Quran, that only teaches them that if you got white faces, you're going to be saved. But you got black faces, you damn. And this is a book called the Quran. He's not going to patronize his own brother. The only book that teaches unity and togetherness and love is Torah. The Old Testament is the only book that y'all said love your neighbor as yourself. Don't even hate your brother in your heart. But they're going to go to their enemy. The Arabics that sell our people swine's flesh and alcohol. The Arabics. And who took part in the slave trade? The Arab nation. In the so-called Jew man. The Arabs and the Jews. And the Jews run Hollywood. They run Hollywood. The media. And they portray to you what they want to portray to you. And you believe it. You suck it up. Because you all think you get this westernized news. You get news from other countries. They want to paint this picture. And send our people to the Gentile nations. But nevertheless, the mighty Yah told Joshua in verse 6, be strong and of a good courage. For this people shall thou divide for inheritance the land which I swore unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong, Joshua, and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to how much of the law? All the law, which Moses my servant commanded you. You don't add to what Moses commanded you, Because I commanded Moses to teach you.
Right.
Joshua, don't turn not from it to the right hand or to the left hand, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein and ponder on it day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is what? Written therein. Because if you don't observe to do according to all that's written therein, you're not going to prosper. And you wonder why we can't come together as Israelites? You got 3 and 4, you got hundreds of different Torah classes, and they can't even agree. One teaching this, one teaching that, one teaching this, one teaching that. They can't even agree. Why they can't agree? Elijah addressed this. Why they can't agree? Go to the book of Kings. 1 Kings 18. And this is the problem. I'm going to show you why we can't agree. 1 Kings, the 18th chapter. God, I hate to show the world the nakedness of Israel. I got to. 1 Kings, the 18th chapter. And this is my question. Because like I said, and I want them to hear this clearly. For any minister in Cincinnati, any minister across the country to rebuttal anything that's going to be saying. And all I need is one scripture. For 1 Kings 18, chapter the 21st verse, it said, and Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If Yah be Elohim, follow him. But if the deity, if Christ, if Allah, if the other gods, then you follow them. And the people answer him not a word. That's my challenge today. If Yah be Elohim, follow him. Follow him. But if these other deities, you think, follow. But the problem is, our people is following opinion. You know what they follow opinion of? Me. Nowhere will you read where Yah said Christ is his son. Nowhere out of the mighty Yah's mouth did he ever speak about Christ or Yeshua. Nowhere out of the mighty Yah's mouth did he ever mention that a day starts in the evening. Nowhere in the book. Now I know what you've been taught. I know what you believe, Israel. But I want y'all to back it up today. And I got some people that we got some people that listen to the House of Yehuda that I love. I love. Because to say that, to serve Yah and him only, that's great in itself. To say, hallelujah, brother. You don't worship Christ. You don't have nobody before Yah, so that's great. But we still have some differences. And you know what? Our differences is based on either my opinion or your opinion. And who should we base our opinion on? Yah's word. Yah's word. Some of my brothers teach that a day begins at evening. And who they learn that from? Not from Yah. You won't find one verse where the day starts at evening. And I dare anybody to send something in where the verse starts at evening. You got so many doctrines out here that you gotta laugh and keep from crying. I was watching a video, because I heard what took place at a conference, and I saw it for myself. Well, one of my beloved brothers, and this is two of my beloved brothers. I love both of them. And y'all my witness, I don't have no ills in my heart against them. But I got to challenge what they teach. In a thing that I want to do with them, and I even put it out before the world, is to come and sit together and let's deal with it. But evidently they refuse. What they call conferences. And if you're going to call a conference just call conference. They come together because I agree with them. You got to come together and be in unity with the mighty Yah, for what he's saying. But the problem that I had, when I looked at it, one brother, he's supposed to come down and straighten up what them almighty messed up. Not what we teaching, but what y'all messed up. And deal with Yom Kippur and said that the word afflict, he tried to make the word afflict mean fast. And I listened to him very attentively. And you know he didn't go to the law because he couldn't establish it by the law. As a matter of fact, the teacher that came up behind him told me exactly that. He said it's not in the law. You look up the word afflict, it's going to take you right to our Hebrew word anah, which means to humble. And that's what y'all commanded us to do on Yom Kippur, to humble yourselves. And it's the difference, my brother, between fasting and humbling. But a lot of my brothers think that you can't humble yourself without fasting. And then I just laughed because I said, that's all we've been teaching. We've been telling people not to fast. You do what you do. All we told the people is that is not Torah. That is not the law. And the teacher that came up behind me said exactly that. But the problem with the teacher that came up behind him, he said, but. Do y'all speak like that? Observe what I command you, but. Don't eat no pork, but. That sounds like the Qu'ran. But y'all don't speak like that. But, and he said, but you got to go by the testimony. Which testimony, brother? Which one? We got many testimonies. We got one word, and I can show you, where people fasted, and that's all they did was fast. We got another testimony where a man put on ashes and sackcloth. We got another testimony where a man just rent his garments. And y'all said he humbled himself. We got different types of testimonies. You know what happened one Yom Kippur? You gotta let the world know. You got some other of my beloved brothers. One was teaching, one of them got up and taught that about fasting. But the other one, he got up and it was a controversy. He said, nah, brother, nah. We supposed to be sleeping on the floor. We supposed to be doing this. And the other brother, they were so big a controversy, another teacher had to get involved with it. And I guess they brought him over to see that, of course, they understand that you're supposed to not only fast, but sleep on the floor. Maybe, and that's as far as I know, they took it. They ain't mentioned nothing about the sackcloth and ashes. Left that off. But that was testimony, so what our people did as well. And I challenge you, brothers, why are you just fasting? If you're teaching that it's law. Because if you're taking that and the testimony and using it as law, then you got to use the rest of the testimony. You can't pick and choose what you want to and make up your own doctrine. And you know how you can tell when somebody's been indoctrinated? When Yah tells you something, and a man comes and tell you something else, and you believe it, and go by. You've been indoctrinated. That's how you know you've been brainwashed. You can't see when good cometh. You curse. And then what the man Yah said, cursed be the man that trusts in man, and whose heart departed from Yah. He should be like the heath in the desert and shall not see when good coming. I challenge any of them to come in here when we open it up. Did any of them come? Did any of them respond by internet? I challenge them today. Prove it. Prove it by law. That fasting is the law. They can't do it. They straight in their mind trying to prove something that's not there. Your law is perfect. They can't prove that a day starts at evening. They can't prove that Christ is God. Yeshua is Yah. They can't prove none of these things. But all these doctrines is floating around. And they don't want to come and talk to little Yoel. I don't know why. Now, I was with Alicia for many years. So I guess they know he ain't no fool. He ain't no fool. He was with him down at the radio station. As they was. Some of them was. He was with him when he traveled out of different cities and taught. So he know what Alicia taught. And Alicia was about law. Torah. He taught don't add to the law. But you get mad at me for leaving the law as it is perfect? You come down talking about calling yourself straighten something up? Straighten the Almighty out? Come on, brothers. And we still leave the door open for you. Let's have a conference. Let's sit down and let's talk. Let's get the elders together. Get the teachers together. Leave the people at home. Because when a lot of times when they in front of people, they don't want to make it look bad.
Right. Yeah.
So leave your people at home and let's get on the phone, drop that pride,
Yeah.
and let's meet with the teachers.
Hallelujah.
Because y'all say it's the leaders of the people that cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So I'm appealing to the leaders in Cincinnati. We don't have no hate towards y'all. None of y'all. To the leaders outside of the country that want to come together and get in the book. Just don't come by the King James persuasion. Because there's many Bibles. Geneva Bible, 1611 Bible. Many different translations. So let's get to the root of the matter. You want to deal with the Hebrew? Let's deal with the Hebrew. You want to deal with the ancient? Let's deal with the ancient. Come with it. And that's what we need to do. Because the watchmen must see eye to eye. But a lot of people that got so full of pride, they don't want to come together. They thought you just do your thing, I do my thing. Is that the spirit of y'all? What you afraid of? And the righteous is as bold as a lion. And I'm standing here as bold as a lion. Ain't afraid. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. And if you're wrong, admit and humble out that you're wrong. But let everything be based off of what y'all say and not off of testimony.
It all comes back to what you just said then. Pride. See, because some of these teachers they were talking about studied with Elisha.
Right. Yeah.
Now they're going by their own precepts. Not Elisha's precepts, not the precepts of the Almighty God, but their own precepts. And the only thing that's going to straighten it out is Yah. That is the only thing. Because of how much we open our arms to come and discuss this, the only thing that's going to straighten the heart out or the pride out is Yah. And Yah has this way of doing it that is much more effective than we could ever do.
Hallelujah.
That's the bottom line. And if they're listening, they know it's the truth. And you're still not going to get any response. That's why they say, well, it's not in the law, but.
Yeah.
They can't find it in law, but. If it's not in law, what are you talking about? What are you doing? It's the pride. And if the Almighty would take their pride away, and in the way that He takes it, is much more effective than sitting down and debating or discussing with these brothers. Because, as Alicia used to say, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Still. And, sorry to say that, but that's the state that we're in. That's the state that we're in. It's a sad thing.
Yes.
So, don't let it bother you too much.
Well, not it bothered me to that. It just disturbed me when I see I consider learned men, learned brothers can't accept what the mighty God is saying. And it's just so strange to me when I hear brothers saying you gotta fast in order to humble yourself. That don't make sense. In other words, I could never eat. I could never eat if it took fasting to humble myself. And for grown men to ask, well, how can you humble yourself? Then it blows your mind. It just blows your mind. But that's where we at. I'll come to you, elder. But on the Jewish man, because a lot of people didn't bathe yesterday. They didn't wash up yesterday. They didn't brush their teeth yesterday. The Jewish man, he said, he got it in his, as I read this before, he said it's well known that you are supposed to refrain from eating and drinking, even water. It is a complete 25-hour fast. Now, how you get 25 hours, I don't know. Beginning before sunset on the evening before Yom Kippur and ending after nightfall on the day of Yom Kippur. Now, Yom Kippur is from evening to evening, not from evening to night. I got some of my beloved brothers that teach that it's from evening to night, and that's not what Torah says. There's a difference between evening or twilight or dusk, then sundown. Those are two complete different things. And y'all said from one evening to the next evening. He know how to speak. Yeah, the Most High need help speaking. He know how to speak. But the Talmud also specify additional restrictions that are less well known. Washing and bathing, anointing one's body with cosmetics and deodorants and etc. And that's where our people got it from. They got it from the Talmud. The same book that tells our people that don't put dairy products and meat together. They changed God's laws in the Talmud. The Talmud is so polluted because they're going by this to the rabbis, the rabbinicals, and they uphold the Talmud right along with Torah, equal with Torah, right along with it, and it's an abomination, an abomination. Return to the book of Daniel. Go to the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. Gotta praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
God's good, ain't he?
Hallelujah.
God ain't gonna take the crooked things and make them straight. Daniel, the 7th chapter. And it's speaking about this fourth beast, this fourth empire that's going to be upon the earth. Daniel 7:21. He shall be held, and the same horn made war with the saints. Speaking about the Pope. The Pope, the Catholic Church. They made war with the saints. We're talking about making war with St. Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Those ain't saints at all. The only saints that the Holy Scripture speak about is Israel. Those that have made a covenant with Yah by sacrifice. You are the saints that I'm looking at. Hallelujah. And then to the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom of Yah. The saints are not possessing the kingdom of Yah. We got Israelites in the land of Damona. We got Israelites in Ghana. We got Israelites across the globe. But none of the saints is possessing the Holy Land of Jerusalem. You got Ashkenaz, European Jews from Germany, Russia, Polish, that converted to so-called Judaism over there in our land, possessing Jerusalem. It said, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And that's what this fourth empire did, the Roman Empire. He spoke great words against Yah, and he used, and that's what the New Testament does. It said, when you speak great words, it said, you have heard that I've been said to them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, he's speaking great words because he's trying to alter Yah's law. You have heard that have been said. The Holy Spirit heard, well, whose law is that?
Right.
You thought Christ would at least give honor to his Father.
Right.
And said, hold up, let me stop and tell you what Yah said,
Right.
and then let me tell you what I said.
Right.
And that destroys that him and Yah is the same.
Right.
He was saying, you have heard what I said in the days of old. Thou shalt not commit adultery, but I say unto y'all now.
Right.
Whosoever look on a woman to lust after her, I commit adultery with her already in his heart. So those of y'all that teaching that God and Yah, Yahshua and Yah is the same, they're the Trinity, there's no truth to that at all. None at all. But he spoke great words against the Most High. Wear out the saints of the Most High. How did they wear us out? How did they wear out the saints of the Most High? Now just think for a minute. You got First Baptist, Second Baptist, Third and Fourth Baptist Church. In the black neighborhood, you got Jehovah's Witness Church. You got Holiness Church. You got Pentecostal Church. You got Mormon Church. The Cracker Church. You got churches all over in the black community. And they all teach Christ. They all teach to worship the Lord. We're going to die one day and go up to heaven with the Lord. We're going to be with the Lord one day. So give all your tithes and be with the Lord. Give all that you have. And be poor and destitute. And be with the sweet old JC. And little old Israel, there's only a few of us. What y'all call a remnant of his people that praise Yah. That sings the songs to the mighty Yah. That glorify the mighty Yah. The only Elohim that ever saved the people. The only God that ever delivered a people out of bondage. The only God that spoke about the plight of the black man and woman in America. He's the only God. Not the God of the Egyptians. Where's that God at? out of the Egyptians. In the Old Testament,
That's right.
he said Egypt will be a base nation. My God, whose name is Yahweh. The other gods don't know nothing about how the Egyptians built the pyramids. They don't know nothing about Egypt. What happened with Egypt? Only my God speaks about Egypt and Egypt's destruction in the Old Testament. New Testament gods don't know. The Quran gods don't know. They don't even know your nationality. The New Testament calling you Gentiles.
Yeah.
The Quran calling you supposed to be some Muslims. Had a movie with Malcolm X. When I seen that movie, Malcolm and the X. But what is the X? What is the X? Did your God tell you your name? But the X supposed to symbolize the unknown. The unknown. Then they from some lost tribal Shabazz. What is that? Lost tribal Shabazz? But what is that? What is that? They still didn't know. And the Muslim, well, Farrakhan did admit that we are the children of Israel.
Yeah.
He admitted we are the true children of Israel. Farrakhan, then why are you reading the Quran? Why are you reading out of the book called the New Testament? Matter of fact, he don't even read the Quran. He reads the Old Testament or the New Testament. He don't quote nothing from the Quran. He's a Paul. Farrakhan, your Muslim, here it is. You got a modern day Paul. And his name is Farrakhan. He's all things to all men. That he may win all men. Win amongst the Jews. He used to talk bad about the Jews. But now he don't. Because he wants that money. He wants that money. That's why the brother Khalid Muhammad, he broke away from Farrakhan. And some say they even had him killed. They even had Khalid killed. Because he was a threat. That brother, he was straight militant. Jet black brother, straight militant. And he told it like it is. And he was a threat to Farrakhan. Like Farrakhan had something to do with Malcolm X's death. Which was sad. Because Malcolm, he was sincere. Now I wish we would have been back there, somebody could have been back there to talk to him. To bring him over to the whole truth. So a lot of our ancestors were sincere. They didn't have that spirit of turning the other cheek on. They didn't have that spirit on them at all. But this fourth beast, he would think to change times and laws. Times and laws change, y'all. Time. Now they got a day starting at 12 o'clock midnight and telling you, Israel, that a new day, when 12 o'clock midnight tonight, it's gonna be Sunday. It's gonna be all day start in the morning. But you got our foolish Israelite teachers teaching our people that the day starts at evening. So at evening, before midnight comes, you're gonna be into Sunday. At evening, Sunday starts. First day of the week starts. As soon as it gets evening, total foolishness. So not only did the Roman Empire change time, or they thought to change time, even some of our Messianic brothers done failed in that same boat. They don't, in Muslim, they don't think to change times and laws. And we're going to see if the laws of Islam line up with the laws of Torah. Since the Quran is supposed to be the Torah written in Arabic language. But the Maya said it should be think to change times and laws, and they should be given to his hand until a time and divide a time. And most of our people, they celebrate New Year in January. Why you celebrate New Year in January? You do it because a white man do it, ain't you? Yeah, I do it because they do it. Everybody else do it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, he don't know no better, so we can't be too hard on him. Y'all have this New Year. And this New Year is called, it's in the month of Abidi, the time of summer, what they call today springtime. And that's around what they call April, or the last, or somewhere around March. When it's warm, when everything is growing. The life is blossoming, it's beginning, the trees is blossoming. That's new. Ain't nothing new in winter. Ain't nothing new in winter. You got that from Constantine. Study Roman Emperor Constantine.
Right.
You learned the ways of the heathen. But they would think to change times and laws. Change the Sabbath day, the 7th day of the week to Sunday. No, this is not hidden. You got computers, technology is out here. Our people just don't like to read and do research and study. You gotta be a man of study to find out, because a lot of things you've been doing just might not be right. at all. So he would think to change times along, even got AD and BC. Time himself think they got you thinking it's 2015. It ain't no 2015. You ain't in no year 2015. As the earth is only 2,000 years old.
Right.
No. That came about through AD and BC, after death and before the common era. And who they used though? They used Christ. They used Yeshua. He died. He changed the times and laws of the mighty Yah. We have Passover. You know who's now the Passover? Christ. Eat his body. Eat his body and drink his blood. What they do call communion in church. Now I remember a little boy going to Catholic church. They got a little brown crockett, a little white Gentile putting the crockett in my mouth. They're taking me by the neck and dumping me on the water. And I'm I'm getting baptized. I'm like, oh my goodness. Look back and just shake my head. Oh my goodness. But we baptized, now you baptized, son. And it is, y'all didn't get no law called no baptism.
Right.
Who did he tell to baptize anybody? Y'all said, when I'm baptized, when I cleanse you, and he will cleanse us. When he said, I'm going to sprinkle more clean water upon you. Not this polluted water. Somebody just urinated in. They dumping you in a bunch of urinated water. My goodness. See, I messed up we are as a people. Every time you take a shower, you've been baptized. You've been baptized. But y'all say, I'm going to sprinkle clean water on you. You're going to be clean from all your idols and from all your uncleanness. You will be healed. If you got cancer, no more cancer. If you got AIDS, no more AIDS. No more tuberculosis. You will be clean from whatever infirmity that you have when you sprinkle with his water. This water, you go in having AIDS, you come out having AIDS. Going with cancer, with high blood pressure, you come out with high blood pressure. No change taking place. So this man, and he used Christ, the God of the Word, the God that loves everybody. And who don't want a God like that? A God that loves you for whatever you do. You can do whatever you want to do. Eat whatever you want to eat, and the Lord forgive you. Talk the way you want to talk. No matter what kind of language you're using, he'll forgive you. Cuss your mama out, you're all right with the Lord. You're all right with the Lord. This with Christianity, it doesn't mess our people up, doesn't destroy them. Not destroy them. But not only did Christianity destroy them, the Quran destroyed our people. And I got some questions for the Muslims. Since the Quran supposed to be the Torah written in the Arabic language, and my brothers can find it in Surah 46. You can write it down, Surah 46. For the students that might be coming across the Muslim, get you a Quran and write these surahs down. Because you're not only supposed to help your Christian brothers, you got to help your Muslim brothers as well and sisters. So write these down. But the Quran is supposed to be the Torah written in Arabic language, according to Surah 46 and 12. And also 10 and 94. But mainly 46 and 12. But I got a question, and I want to see how we've been studying God's law. And for my first question to my Muslim brothers, is it true, according to the Holy Quran, that a Muslim can prostitute a woman? And if any Muslims online, please help us out. Please help us out. Or those of y'all that was in Islam and still remember what you was taught or what you wasn't taught. Is it true in the Quran that a Muslim can prostitute a woman? Well, sure they can. And let's prove it. If you go to Surah 24, and I'm going to go to Surah 24. And in proving this, I want y'all to back up. Can a man prostitute a woman in the Torah? Who said you couldn't? Okay. Can you back it up? All right. Anybody you find it, I'm going to go to the surah in the Quran. Quran of Surah 24. And I want all my Muslim brothers to write these down. Surah 24. And your imams are not going to teach you the truth. And we're going to deal with the laws of the Quran and the laws of the Torah. Surah 24. And we're going to read Surah or Iyat 33. It says, let those who find not the wherewithal for marriage keep themselves chaste until the deity gives them means, or until God gives them means out of his grace. And if any of your slaves ask for a deed in writing to enable them to earn their freedom for a certain sum, give them such a deed. If you know any good in them. In other words, if you don't know any good in them, don't give them no deed. Give them something yourselves out of the means which the deity has given to you. But force not your maids to prostitution when they desire chastity, or to keep chaste, in order that ye may make a gain in the goods of this life. But if anyone compels them, yet after such compulsion, the deity is often forgiven, most merciful. So the Quran is telling the Muslim that if the Muslim, and think about the Mormon slave, desire to keep chaste, don't prostitute. Don't prostitute. But if you don't desire, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. They say if they desire chastity, that you may make a gain in the goods of this life, but if anyone compels them, yet after such compulsion, the deity is often forgiven. So he's going to forgive you. Go ahead and do it. Prostitute it. Now what about Torah? Can we prostitute a woman in Torah? Okay? Anybody found where we can't?
Yeah.
Yes. Where we want to go?
Deuteronomy 22 and 17.
Deuteronomy
23.
Deuteronomy 23
17.
and 17. Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Let's see if you got that. Deuteronomy 23 and 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a faggot of the sons of Israel. And a sodomite is a man. It was a man. It is what it is. There should be no whore of the daughters of Israel. And that's good, Sister Kim. That's real good. Real good. No whore. No whore. You hear that, my Muslim brothers? No whore amongst the daughters of Israel. Anyone else? Yes, Sister Ela.
Hallelujah. According to Leviticus 19.
Let's go to Leviticus 19.
29.
Yes, Leviticus 19 chapter. Leviticus 19 chapter. The 29th verse, it states, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. Lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become like Las Vegas, like New Jersey, full of whoredom. Got TV shows that I've seen in the past in New Jersey, Atlantic City. Them hookers come out at night. Police just drive right by, know what they do. Know what they do. And they don't stop them because they get in the car with them. Hooking with them. Hooking up later with them, baby. Yeah, wait for time you get off. I'm on duty at 1 o'clock. I'll still be here. I'll still be here. But this is the law. You're absolutely right. Do not prostitute thy daughters and cause her to be a whore. At least the land falls. Now you got some men in this society, and some women, some parents, they're prostitute their own kids.
Yeah.
Some mothers will give their own daughters to men to sleep with, and he's paying my bill. He's paying, but you prostituting her. Give me your daughter. Someone might even give him the son. Some men, he don't want the daughter, he wants the son. Yeah, you take my little boy. You gonna pay my rent this month? You gonna buy me some liquor? They sell their kids for crack, prostitute. So many ways they prostitute. There are some youth don't have a chance. And embedded, if you know what, and you wonder why they crazy. They don't lost their mind. So what done happened to them at young ages. It's sad. It is sad. Now we go to another question. According to the Quran, is it true that a Muslim can beat his wife? You hear what I said? Maybe you didn't hear me. My Muslim brother by the way the internet, the people that's in Islam, the sisters that's in Islam, they maybe didn't know this. But you wonder why your man is jumping on you. According to the Holy Quran, is it true that a Muslim can beat his wife? The love of his life. The wife of his covenant. Yes. Go to Surah 4. When we go to Surah 4, and they didn't do it no little mishwak. No, they did a little mishwak. Not a little mishwak, a little stick, like a little toothpick. And little mishwak. No, they did. They do him like Rice did with his wife. They take that hand. What? You right there. And she's scared to death. Throw a little head down, dress up in a little head garment. Yes. I told you. Don't be coming home so late. I'm just a minute late. That's too late. What? They even got movies. You think this is serious? You got men so jealous. The wife come home 5 minutes late. Where you been? They've been looking out the window. You've been timing her. You've been talking mess with old Joe, ain't you? Yeah, I know you don't stop. You got some sick people out there. I hate to say it, how to run it to you. That beat. Boy, I think about it. I tell you the effects of it, because I still see the image. Uncle, I don't say his name. He passed, rest in peace. But had a sister named Ann, and he always would say, "Come here, Ann. You're at my grandmother's house. You're in the kitchen." Next thing you know, and then she does. I mean, he would take his fist. That's why the prison is filled with black men for domestic violence. Because they can't control their tongue. White say something to them. They ain't learned the wisdom of the mighty Yah's book. So they don't know how. They've been grown up in violence, around violence. All the young man seen when he was coming up was how his father treated the mother. If his father was even in his life. And if he had a father that didn't treat her like a queen, and she was just a bee or a whore to him, boy, and he was that jealous type. Oh my goodness. They got whoopings. And the Quran allowed that. So it's not that a Muslim can say to rape rights or condemn rape rights. So according to Surah 4, and this is the holy book. This is the holy book called the Quran. According to Surah 4, Iyat 34, it says men are protectors and maintainers of women. Yes, we both maintain. That's why I understood what my brother did. Man, I almost hit his wife. You think you're going to stand still, not do nothing? That's what y'all said. Leave the cowards at home. The faint-hearted being at home. You're supposed to address that situation. How do you feel you and your wife just get in the car? Come on, baby. Don't worry about it. She's like, oh, you didn't even stand up. You didn't even say nothing. You said to yourself, you coward. Then she said to herself, you coward. You coward. So you did the right thing. Remember that brother. The men are protectors and maintainers of women because the deity has given the one more than the other. They can parental got strength than the other. And because they support them from their means. Therefore, the righteous women are devoutly obedient and guard in the husband's absence what the deity would have them guard. As to those women on whose part ye fear disloyalty. No proof. You just fear they been messing around. Fear disloyalty and ill conduct. First, admonish them. Talk to them. Next, if talking don't do it. Then refuse to sleep in the bed with them. Share that bed with them. Sleep on the couch. But at last, beat them. Beat that tail. Even had a rapper had a song called "Beat That Trick." Beat that trick. Beat that trick. And wonder why the men beating on the women? They listen to stuff like that. The Qu'ran supports it. Allah supports it. Beat them. You got songs on it now. So Ray Rice, he maybe heard a song, he maybe read the Quran. They don't tell what she said to him in the elevator. All you seen on the camera was pop! Knocked her out. Knocked her out. Yeah, they drug her like the caveman day. Drug her out. Well, the Holy Book supports that. It supports beating a woman. The one that said you supposed to love. And what do y'all say? Go to the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Genesis 2. The 2nd chapter. The 2nd chapter, starting at verse number 22, it says, "And the rib which Yah Elohim had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." This we should talk the genius of Yah. The mighty Yah, he the first one to perform an operation where he put a man to sleep, put him in a deep sleep. Long before they knew anything about anesthesia at all. And he said, before you operate on a man, put him to sleep. And that's what Yah did with our father Adam. And then when he put him to sleep, he took a rib and made he a woman. And that therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Now let me ask the men, how many men in here take their fist and ball it up and start hitting themselves in the face? Just walk down the street, just hitting themselves in the face. Do any man do that? Any man that put their hands on a woman is a coward. You don't put your hands on no woman. And a woman don't put her hands on the man. It goes both ways. You won. You won. How do you say, I love you, and I'll beat your tail? I'll whoop your tail. You don't do that to somebody you love. You do that to somebody that you hate. Say what your fist is. You one flesh. One flesh. Unity. You won. And y'all say, you're the apple of my eye. And you take and beat the apple of Yah's eye, and supposed to be the apple of your eye. You dealing with sick people. Because we live in a sick society. We live in a violent society. The only way we can resolve an issue is through violence. Violence. Brother walk down the street. Brother, I didn't step on his shoes. Bang! He a dead end. So he gonna take step on these. I just brought these. To pay $200 for these. Come back. That nigga should have known he should have been walking a little bit away from it. Violence society. Violence in movies. Violence in video games. You wonder why the kids off the hood? They got video games. Kill them, kill them, kill them. Stab them, stab them, stab them. Bang, 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 bang. Little cartoons violent. Turn it off. Kill them, after them. Violent cartoons. With the kids, you remember the kids is off the chain. The kids going to school, shooting up schools. Because we live in a violent world where violence and sex is popular. And showing your nakedness is popular. The ways of Yah, the inhabitants of the earth, don't even know. They so far removed from righteousness. Don't even know shame. Book of Genesis teach you about shame. When Adam and Eve woke up when they ate of that knowledge of good and evil, they were naked. He said, let me cover ourselves up. Let's hide it. They was ashamed. We don't even know the shame. Don't even know shame. But to put your hands on something that is a part of you. A part of you. You gotta be sick. Gotta be. Go to the book of Leviticus 19th chapter. So I thank the mighty Yah for bringing our people out of Islam. My beloved sisters and my beloved brothers that listen by way of the internet. He rescued you. He redeemed you out of the grips of Catholicism and Islam. According to Leviticus 19th chapter, the 17th verse, it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Don't suffer sin upon him. My Yah said, verse 18, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, how much than your wife? Your own flesh. He telling you you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. If he telling you that about your neighbor, how you feel about your wife? Your wife. You don't even go up to your neighbor and start beating on your neighbor, brutalizing your neighbor. We don't know what we so far removed. We don't even know what the word love means. I love you, brother. I want to help you, brother. You hurt? I see you hurt. I'm hurt. I can't lay down and sleep at night knowing that you're hungry. Is that love? I'm going to bed and I know I got people in my Knesset going to bed hungry. How can I sleep knowing something like that? How can I sleep knowing you don't even got stuff the right provisions? Is that we got to search out. We got to make sure our people got provisions.
That's right.
Give them something to lay on, something to eat. Naked, we got to get hold of them. Because that's what y'all say. Did he say break the band of wickedness, loosen them, clothe the naked? You got to do that. One of my beloved brothers, he's here. He always talk about having helping out the homeless. I always had a heart for the homeless and the poor. A lot of Israel don't have a heart for the homeless and the poor. Brother wanted to open up, do something like a soup kitchen or something. Tell people about it. That, oh, brother, you're great. You know that vision. Anybody think about that type of vision? We talk about having conferences and doing this and doing that. Well, what's the vision about? Feeding people, helping out the people. Isn't that the law of Yah?
That's right.
Then why is those visions ignored? You don't have to stop the train and blow the wind. At least you say don't. You don't have to stop one thing just to do. No. Somebody have a vision. We should try, and it's law, to do our best to see if we can make that vision come true. But this is Yah's law. Go to Proverbs 25. And this is wisdom of Solomon. Proverbs 25, 5th chapter to 24th verse. It says, it is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a broad woman and in a wide house. Brothers, y'all hear that? It is better. So if you have to come home one day and she, brother, just say, I'll be back. I'll be back. Just take that walk. Because you stand there with that broad and contentious woman, you're liable to do what the Qu'ran told you to do. and put your hands on her, or choke her, or do something. Because the woman gonna get that last word. She gonna get it. I don't care if you sleep. She gonna wake you up. Wake up. I'm not done. No, we gotta fix it. I get up 5 in the morning, pick up the class at 3 o'clock. We gotta finish this. No, I'm not done. Hey, seek peace. Sometimes I say seek peace, pursue it. Sometimes they say, baby, you right. You right. You right, baby. I want to go and sleep. I want to have a good sleep. I want to be thinking about if I go my house, boy, them hot grits gonna come. No. There's some women that do that. Hey, I'm gonna get him. Okay, just wait till you go to sleep. Sit down, stop. Okay, right, okay, you did me like that. Wait till you go to sleep. You put your hands on me. Okay. All right. Okay. And the thing is scared, they don't say nothing. You don't put your hands on you, and they ain't saying nothing. So you like, you feel guilty now. Like, she ain't saying nothing. You just walking around the house, feel quiet. You're like, man, getting sleepy, but man. Boy, she had to kind of, stress. You know what she said? Yeah. And she said, wait till you go to sleep. I got something for you. But go to the housetop, brother. Because you're not going to win no argument with no woman. Now let's go to another law. According to the Holy Qu'ran, is it true that there is no law against raping a woman? But Muslim brothers, if there is, send us the law. Now Israel, is there a law against raping a woman? Then where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Give me a little time. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, bing. Go to Deuteronomy 22. Deuteronomy 22. And I'll wait very attentively for a Muslim brother to send in a surah that forbids a Muslim from raping a woman. Surah 22, Deuteronomy 22. We're going to read it verse number 25. It say, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and a man force her, he forced her against her will, and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing, there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man runs against his neighbor and slayeth him, so even is this matter like murder. And when you rape a woman, that's like taking her spirit from her. It takes everything out of her. Man, when we dealt with this class before on this, and we talk about vengeance, that woman takes vengeance. Can you blame a woman for taking vengeance? A man that done raped her? But one thing about it, you got a lot of women out here accusing men of rape. They ain't screaming out, they ain't hollering at all. In hotel rooms with men, ain't nobody heard nothing. Although you got people sleeping in one room and in the other room, with no screaming out. And next thing you know, allegation come, he raped. One lady supposed to put out a little something about the little basketball player for the Bulls, Rose. Him and some other players raped her. Yeah, when they come out weeks later, months later, he raped me. Sad. They're like when Mike Tyson was accused of raping the young lady. No scratches, no signs of struggle at all. You there in a man's hotel room at 2, what they call 2 in the morning or 2 at night. And man do prison time for something you accused him of. The mighty y'all said in verse number 27, when he found her in the field and the betrothed damsel cried. She cried. There was none to save her. She cried out. She cried. But these women, they ain't crying. And none of that, no scratch marks, no skin under the fingernails, nothing. But he raped. He raped. But so y'all have laws against such actions as this, but not so with the Quran, and not so with the New Testament. There's no law in the New Testament against rape. But the New Testament teaches that the laws of y'all are done away with. They are done away with. So there is no law against, it talks about homosexuality in the New Testament, but there is no law against homosexuality. There's a difference in talking about something than a law. What is the punishment for homosexuality in the Quran? Muslim brothers, what is the punishment for homosexuality? How could you speak out against gay pride? They can't, because there is no law against homosexuality in the Quran. None at all. No law against rape in the Quran. No law against abortion in the Quran. If so, straighten me out. Send them surahs in. You should be able to send them in real fast. But they don't exist. Now, let's go somewhere else. According to the Holy Quran, is it true that a Muslim can eat rats and dogs? And any animal except the pig, but they can eat a pig if they get hungry? Is that true? Can we eat anything? And how do we know that? By what? What we're going to go to? Leviticus 11. And then we're going to go to the Quran and see what the Quran says. Leviticus 11 chapter. And all this, the Quran is supposed to be the Torah. Just written in the Arabic language. Leviticus 11 chapter. Okay. We go to Leviticus 11. And we're going to start in verse number 1. And Yah spoke unto Moshe and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat amongst all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever part the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud amongst the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that bite the hoof. As the camel, yes, you can eat the camel in the Quran. Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. So we cannot eat these things. We cannot eat whatsoever part of the hoof, and what them that these shall ye not eat, verse 4, that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel. So we can't eat those type of beasts that divide the hoof, but divide not the hoof, but chew it. We can't eat those. But the Muslims can. A Muslim can eat horse. And let me show you. And they can eat rats and dogs. They can eat alligator. That hardback alligator. They can eat that. They can eat octopus. They can eat eels, seals. They can eat anything in the sea. Muslims will eat a cobra on a Sunday. It ain't broke the law. You know what I'm saying? He can eat the cobra. It ain't broke no law. Yeah, I mean, but that's the truth. Go to Surah 5. And this is the Muslim dietary law. Surah 5. Surah 5. And don't worry, Christians can't leave you out. Surah 5. We're going to go to Iyat number 3. Forbidden to you are dead meat, blood, the flesh of swine, and that on which have been invoked the name of another deity, which have been killed by strangling, or by a violent blow, or by a headlong fall, or by being gored to death, then which have been partly eaten by wild animals, unless you are able to slaughter it. That which is sacrificed on stone altars also is a division by rifling with arrows, that is impiety. This day have those who have rejected faith given up all hope of your religion. Yet fear them not, but fear me. This day have I perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and I chosen for you Islam as your religion. But if any is forced by hunger, with no inclination to transgression, the deity is indeed often forgiven, most merciful. So if you force by hunger, Muslim, you can eat pig. You notice it didn't mention nothing in the dietary law about eating, not eating raccoon, or not eating eagles, or vultures, or snakes. They can eat it. Yes, Muslims, they can eat it. If you go to Surah 6, write these surahs down. Surah 6, Iyat 145. 145. It says, I find not in the message received by me by inspiration any meat forbidden to be eaten by one who wishes to eat it, unless it be dead meat, or blood poured forth, or the flesh of swine, for it is an abomination, or what is impious meat, on which a name has been invoked other than the deity. But even if a person is forced by necessity without willful disobedience, nor transgression the due limits, the deity is often forgiven, most merciful. So let them know that they can eat it. And then look what it says. It says, for those who follow the Jewish law, the Israelites' law, we forbade every animal with undivided hoof, and we forbade them the fat of the ox and the sheep, except what adheres to their backs or their entrails, or is mixed up with a bone. This is recompense for their willful disobedience. For we are true. In other words, they forbade us from eating fat in the entrails and the bones because of our disobedience. If we want disobedience, we can eat it. Is that the word of Yah? Not one word. That is not one word of Yah. You go to Leviticus, we're in the 11th chapter, and he's dealing with the birds right here. He's saying the vulture and the kite after his kind. I'm starting at verse number. Let me deal with the fish as well. I got to deal with it. Let me go to verse number 9. He said, these shall you eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall you eat. Tilapia, whitens, trout, fish with fins and scales, just a few. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, catfish, oyster, lobster, and shrimp. And in the rivers, crab legs, so all that move in the waters, and if any living thing which is in the water, they shall be an abomination unto you. That's why Muslim restaurants, they sell catfish. They sell catfish now. They shall even be an abomination unto you. You should not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcass in abomination. Whatsoever have no fins, no scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Now, how in the world is the Quran, the Torah written in the Arabic language? It's total different laws. Totally different laws. And look, we go to the book of Leviticus, the 20th chapter. Look what y'all saying. Leviticus 20. Leviticus 20. We're going to start at verse number 24. Somebody y'all said, but I said unto you, ye shall inherit your land, and I will give it to you to possess it, a land that flows with milk and honey. I am Yah, your Elohim, which I separated you from other people. You're a separated people. I'm a separatist.
That's right.
I don't believe in you wearing mingled garments.
That's right.
It got to be 100%. 100% cotton, 100% rayon, 100% wool. Don't approach me with no mingled garments. I'm a separatist. I'm what many people call I'm a racist. I have a favorite chosen people. And I separated you from other people. Don't you realize back in the early days when they had the segregation, that when we was at our best.
That's right.
We was at our best. But you got some Uncle Tom Negroes want to drink out of the white man's water fountain. Want to eat in his restaurant. What man that's got insanity want to eat in a restaurant where they telling you, nigga, we don't want you here. You gotta be, oh my goodness, you gotta be sick. A man calling me a nigga. Cut my hand off if he thought me reading a book. Cut the baby out of the mother's womb, took the baby and back the baby head against the wall to steal the fear in the slaves. And he got a restaurant saying, no colors. And I'm trying to fight to get in his restaurant. To sit